He came back on the 31 of May in the Netherlands in 1953. He did not finish his job, so it wasn't ended because the war wasn't over at the time. And he meant he should finish it. And then he left again in December, 8 days after he married my mother. I'm Bernard Еңберink, son of Edward Julius Еңберink. My father is born in 1931, so he was 8 or 9 when it started. He lived in Apeldoorn in that time, and Apeldoorn was occupied by the Germans. So he knew pretty much about the war. They did not know after the war what to do with his life, so they decided with a couple of friends to go into the army, and they wanted to go. First he wanted to go to Indonesia, and he was too young to go there. So later on he decided to go to South Korea, and it was more like the adventure, because he didn't know what he should expect there. Yes, he was in the infantry, shooter. So that was his duty there. I believe on the border, I know we did many patrols, and he came back on the 31 of May in the Netherlands in 1953. And he did not know what to do, and he missed his buddies in South Korea. He did not finish his job, so it wasn't ended because the war wasn't over at the time, and he meant he should finish it. And then he left again in December, 8 days after he married my mother. When he get on the boat in Rotterdam, he did not have any photographs of his marriage, and my grandmother brought him to Rotterdam and gave some other soldier the photographs, and they pointed to the guy on the boat. It was my father, and she told him she had to give him these photographs because they were of his marriage. So 8 days after, and he left for 1 year. And then he left on the 12th of December in 1953 for the second time. And he came back in the Netherlands at the 15th December of 1954. He did not tell so much about his time in Korea, even not with my mom. And later on I understood why. because I saw the signs of PTSS. For me, he has hide it until he get older and until he get demented.
What kind of symptoms did you notice in terms of the PTSD that your father was suffering?
I have one sister and one brother, but my brother is the oldest. After my brother, my mother got also a daughter, which is born, but she did not live when she was born. She was already dead. And then my sister came. After my sister, I was born. And after me, there was another girl born, but she lived only 1 week. And my father didn't pay any, how do I say, attention to those two girls. And for him, life is going on, and what happened is happened and is behind him. So for me, that are symptoms of PTSS.
Questions asking about the happiest memories that you had with your father.
But my father, for me, it was a perfect father. We were always together on the sea. And my father was standing on a surfboard with a big cigar, smoking. And for him it was a challenge to keep his cigar dry. That was really funny always.
Do you think your father's career kind of affected you when you decided to be a soldier too?
Yes, I'm very sure. Because in 1963, Dutch military place in Germany, because the Cold War of which was in the 60s, and I am born there. I couldn't even walk, and I was still there, so I grew up with the army. And when I was about 10, 12 years, I went every Wednesday afternoon with my father to his work, to play there. And I was for almost 40 years in the army as an EOD technician. And I'm now working for a civil concern, which is looking for ammunition from the Second World War, which is left in the Netherlands.
So now we're going to ask you about the interment of your father in our cemetery.
Yeah, there are two stories. Because my sister, she told me his wish was to be buried there. And for me, it was more like honor to my father to get him buried there, because I believe a big part of his life, how he was, is created by the time he was in South Korea. So for me, it's more the honor to my father. The way the people in South Korea mention the war and how they live with the memories about the war, it was really impressive to me. And here in the Netherlands we had our war, but they don't know even that there was a war here in the Netherlands. And
is there anything that you would like to say to your father?
Oh yes, one of the most important things. I love him. And I'm missing him.